contractors that offer financing to their customers sell more often and they sell for a higher ticket price. What those numbers actually break down to is typically contractors that offer financing sell 17 to 25% more often than contractors that don't offer financing.
Hi, my name is Mike Foti. I am president of Innovate Building Solutions. I appreciate you joining us on this video. The reason for the video is really to talk to you about financing and why financing can be a great opportunity to grow your business. I'm joined here today with Michelle Rui. Michelle is our marketing manager, there to help you with ways to not only market financing, but market wall panels and bases and things like that. And we also are joined on the call with Ben Barrick and Margot Fly. Margot's got a really cool last name. She can probably share why that name is so cool. But we are share with them. They are the experts from Hearth that can really provide us with more input and insights on the use of financing for business. So we're going to ask Ben and Margot some questions to give you more input on this. So first, let me start out by asking, why do you find, Ben or Margot, more and more contractors are looking to offer financing to their homeowners and their potential customers?
We see the data consistently across the board. Contractors that offer financing to their customers sell more often and they sell for a higher ticket price. What those numbers actually break down to is typically contractors that offer financing sell 17 to 25% more often than contractors that don't offer financing. It's a more convenient buying experience for your customers. They don't have to run around town and try to find the money for it. It makes things more affordable as well. On top of that, homeowners that finance pay through a monthly payment as opposed to one big lump sum tend to spend up to 30% more on the projects versus what they pay for out of pocket. I kind of think of it to akin like this. When I go I bought a TV from Best Buy last year. I went in there for the idea of buying just a TV. But I got 0% credit card from Best Buy. Ended up buying a TV, got a Roku, got a nice speaker thing, a little Bose speaker, got a really cool remote control. I went in to go spend $1,000. I ended up spending like $1,800 doing it because it was only like $10 more a month to get all the stuff I actually wanted. It's the same thing with home improvement and with home services. Customers know what they want. Sometimes things are a little bit out of their price range. If you break that down over time, only a couple more dollars a month fits into their monthly budget really, really nicely. People can tend to, again, to spend more often and to spend more money on their projects.
Excellent. That's great to know. Why do either of you guys find that more homeowners are really demanding financing options? Why do they need it?
Sure. So these days, especially even compared to a couple of years ago, things have become more and more expensive, as I'm sure you guys have seen, just ordering materials and supplies and project costs and all of those things. So people are evaluating how to spend their money and how to afford things very differently than they even were a couple of years ago. Having financing options is a really big part of how they're trying to figure out what they can afford to do and how they can move forward with the project. So customers are also used to having some sort of financing option as part of their options when they're evaluating moving forward as well. Think of every time you're checking out an Amazon or purchasing anything online, there's always the option that's given to you there to break that into monthly payments or break that into 4 different payments. So they're used to having it as something that they can select from as far as evaluating things financially.
Excellent.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, thank you. What are some misconceptions people may have when offering financing?
Sure. One of the biggest ones that we tend to run into is there's a concern that folks feel like they need to sell financing to their customers, which is absolutely not the case. Really, what you're doing is just providing as many different options at making as many different options available to the customer as far as how to pay you, reducing the anxiety on their end of only having, one way to move forward and say yes. So you're just presenting another avenue for them to explore how to move forward. A lot of folks tend to also think that it's going to be a lot of work, that it's a pretty complicated process to offer financing, where really it's become something that is extremely streamlined. It's all done through a mobile app. It can be done sitting next to your customers in a house, much quicker and faster and less complicated than, people are probably aware of or used to. The other thing that tends to sometimes come into play, especially with business owners, is bringing their own personal bias about how they feel about financing kind of like into the mix. You can feel strongly one way or the other about your own personal financial decisions, but really the goal is just to allow your customers the freedom of choice of how they feel the most confident and the strongest moving forward as far as their financial options.
For more information about our dealer program, please contact Mike at 216-310-1074. And if you want some more information about marketing, how to market our wall panels and other products we offer, you can contact me at 419-615-3246.
What's the difference too? You hear a lot of programs that are put out by, directly by banks, direct lenders. So what's the difference between the Hearth program and, let's say, a direct lender program, and why should you use one or maybe both of them?
So let's kind of take a look at comparison here. So some of the other traditional financing, they work off what's called a per loan dealer fee. So it costs nothing to get signed up with them typically, but they do charge you a percentage of each loan processed through that. Those get really expensive over time. Here's a graphic for it that kind of illustrates that. You can see that the more you use it, actually the more costly it gets for you. With Hearth, we have a flat rate annual fee. So use it once, use it a million times, we don't charge you a dime more for it.
Okay, so let's say I'm a dealer and I'm sold. I want to start offering financing to my customers. How can I do that with you guys?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different ways. I think if you think about almost holistically about offering financing is how to embed this actually into your sales and marketing process. So it starts with marketing first, how to attract more customers. There's a lot of research out there that says, adding financing and monthly payment options on your website, on your Facebook post, on your Instagram post, anything that you advertise on tends to drive more customers to you. You capture a larger audience. Think about it like this. If a homeowner needs to get a renovation done, or they want to get a renovation done, but they know they need to do it within a monthly budget, they need someone that offers financing, or they don't call the guy that advertises financing on their website, or the guy that doesn't offer financing on their website. Which one they don't call first? Probably the one that's offering what they actually need. Yeah. So you can attract a lot of customers that way. And again, to echo like what Margot said, it really has become embedded within your sales process. You're not selling financing. Like that's not your job. Your job is selling like the best service and the best product, the best renovation you have out there. All financing really does is allow customers to pay for things over time. It's a payment option for them. So starting that sales process really early, letting them know you offer financing, again, in your marketing, then your sales process, right up front. Hey, we accept cash, check, credit card. We also have affordable monthly payments. Help me out here. Which bucket do you guys fall into? Super easy to do at the very beginning of a project. On top of that, you can start including it on your proposals alongside the total price. So, hey, this job costs $10,000 or for as low as $250 a month. I'm making those numbers up. I haven't done the math yet this morning, but you get it there. That is a lot more appealing at $250 a month. A lot more appealing to most homeowners than $10,000. Like that makes sense. Most people don't have $10,000 just to hand over to you right away. That $250 a month, hey, that's really attractive. and I already like your product, already like your service, and now you give me a convenient way to buy from you. And that's something I always echo as well, is about the convenience factor of it. So again, kind of that mindset that Margot kind of talked about as well, is customers want a very convenient way to buy from you. They've already shopped. Like, they've already looked at your reviews online. They've already looked at your websites. They know what kind of work you do. They've talked to friends and neighbors. They didn't invite you over, Mike and Michelle, to come hang out in the bathroom a little bit. Like, they don't want to chat with you. Probably most homeowners would probably prefer if you could sneak into the back door, do measurements, and then email them or text them a quote later, right? Especially like post-COVID, like, people don't like that interaction anymore. So they definitely don't want to go run around town and try to find out how to pay for stuff. If you can make it so that they can not leave their couch and be able to make that purchase still, you're going to win a lot more jobs. You're going to waste a lot more time running around giving estimates for people that can't purchase it, and give them a way to purchase it. The last tip I would have, and we see a lot of success with this, is if you begin offering financing today, if it was me, and we have a lot of tools and some literature around this as well, is I would go back 60 or 90 days or so and contact all my customers that had not purchased from me yet, and let them know, hey, we are starting to offer monthly payments. Because why didn't they move forward with you in the first place? Probably because of price. Like I said before, they already like your product, they already like your service, they vetted you, but it's probably price. Well, now you gave them a way to pay for it. So instead of purchasing or spending a lot more money on new leads, you can rehash those old ones with something brand new for them. And if you go back 90 days, and let's say you email, call, and text 100 different homeowners, and you get one of those, like, that's a win. That's a huge win, because you weren't going to get that otherwise. So I would take that approach from day one. Like, the first week I started offering financing, I would start doing that. So again, advertising, marketing, letting your customers know before they even call you to offer monthly payments, including it in your sales process, whether that's verbally, over the phone, vetting people on your proposals, on your estimates, on your contracts. And then the people that have not bought from you, remind them again, hey, we have an affordable way to for you to purchase this.
Yeah. Just making people know about it. Yeah. So
Right. And then, Ben, if a dealer of ours wanted to learn more about the Hearth program and maybe the advantages of doing the Hearth program through Innovate, how would they and whom would they reach out to? What would be the best way to do that?
This QR code, you can take your phone out and scan this right now. I'll also put a URL underneath here, specific for Innovate, where you folks can go and learn more information, request more information. Also, my phone number, my email address is on here as well. So feel free to reach out to me directly if that's easiest for you. Happy to chat with you. Make sure it makes sense for you and your business first off, and make sure it's something that's really beneficial for you.
Let's say we've got a small dealer, Ben or Margot, and they've had a hard time getting financing programs set up directly. Is there a reason for them to believe that it'll be easier to do it through the Innovate program than maybe they could have done it on their own, either easier and or maybe less expensive for them?
Yeah, great question. So number one, I'm going to answer that a couple of different ways. Number one, Hearth was born on the idea that being able to offer financing should be eligible for all businesses, big or small, from day one to year 40. So whether you start your business today or your third generation, you can start offering financing through Hearth. Also through the Innovate dealership, you guys also receive exclusive discounts through Hearth. You get exclusive access to people like Margot and her team for no additional charge, that really help you and your team implement financing into your sales process, into your marketing process, works with your salespeople to make sure that they are up to snuff with everything they do on the day in and day out basis, and really like have that person in your corner boxing for you, make sure you're really successful with it. So a lot of really great benefits that are not available to the general public, that only people within the Innovate ecosystem are allowed to get access to. On top of that, Hearth is not a lender. We are not a bank. We are a software that bridges some of the nation's top lenders to your homeowner through your contracting company. So instead of just getting a look at one specific bank and their underwriting requirements, we can do a soft pull on the credit for the homeowner, no harm to their credit score. Basically look around and say, hey, here's 20 different lenders or so that are looking at your customer's application and finding the best deal in a fair and free open market. Typically leads to better rates for them, better loan terms, and more options for your customers.
Anyway, thanks so much for joining the four of us to learn more about financing options, both through the Hearth program and Innovate Building Solutions. We certainly appreciate your time and interest in working with us, and I'm sure the team at Hearth will absolutely do their best to help you in getting financing going in your business.